Good morning, all. It is the 17th of May, 2024. Hope you're all doing well. Um, been busy lately with work and personal things and whatnot, but I do have most of the day available today, so I'm going to see what I can get done. I have several different things going on right now. The first thing I'm going to work on is preventing me from driving the car, which is why I'm working on it. I've got a temporary fix that I'm going to use to pull the exhaust on the right side of the car inward about half an inch. That should be enough to stay away from that tire so it doesn't rub up against it anymore. I just hope in the process I don't shove it on this side half an inch closer to this tire and it starts rubbing on this side. I hope that's not the case, but anyway, I went to my local hardware store, just got some generic cable here, a couple of cable keeps, and hopefully I'll be able to just cinch it up and find some way to place to tie it off on and pull it away from the tire. I love going to this local hardware store. It's not one of the big box brands, just a local hardware store. There's a particular woman that works there. She's always so helpful, and I just love going to her. So she never says a word about my lack of footwear, but no one in that store does anyway. But anyway, she got me what I needed, just what I'm looking for. Something else I bought recently from a person on Facebook. He had a handle set with the clips. All I really needed was the clips, but this is a nice handle. It's nicer than most of the ones in my car. So this completes the sets of missing clip covers that I didn't have. So now I have a complete set in the car, or will when I put this on. Uh, Also been working with Tony Bolin some more. He does more than just fuel pumps. He also, as it turns out, rebuilds ATC boxes, automatic temperature control. So the one on this car is bad. So he is sending one in the mail today, I believe, coming from Florida. So I should have it early next week. And he asked that I send in my core so he can have another one on the shelf rebuilt and ready to go. But his prices are very reasonable, especially compared to the one or two other places that you can possibly get a rebuilt ATC box. So I was happy to give him the business. So enjoy working with him. And that's just one step in fixing the air conditioning and heating system in this car. That box, when I get it, that will allow the heater and defroster and anything to do with heat to work properly now. Um, which is kind of, the timing is kind of funny as we're heading into summer, but that's okay. In order to get the air conditioning system working on this car, I'll have to buy several things: compressor, clutch, and a receiver dryer at a minimum. I think that's all I'll need. Hopefully, that's all I'll need. And then I'll have a working air conditioner too. But one step at a time on that. I'm not in a big hurry to get the air conditioning working, especially since I'm not living in Texas just yet. The other thing, I've been working with another person on Facebook. His name is Konstantin Mendeleev. I've bought things from him before, in particular the power antenna and something else. I forget what else I bought from him. I think it was the nut that holds down the base of the jack to my spare tire. But anyway, he was also advertising a nice set of door panels. So he took pictures of the reverse sides, because that's what I really need is good, the good solid cardboardish material that makes up the door panels. They're black, while mine on this car are dark green. So I think I should be able to carefully remove the dark green ones from their existing messed up backing and switch them to the ones I'm buying from him. Um, and he's also selling me a set of the bezels that sit on top of the armrest, the metal parts, because mine are pretty corroded and whatnot, since this car sat out in the weather with the windows down for so long. So that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. And part of why I say this is a temporary thing with this cable on the exhaust, I'm going to then drive the car to a couple of muffler shops in town and see if they're willing to custom bend some pipe for me and just replace that flex pipe that I have back there right now and bend it so that it clears the tires on both sides with plenty of room, and just weld me a piece in there. And then I can be done with that. I really wanted to buy the correct mufflers, assemblies that have the pipe as part of the muffler and with the flange, and just bolt it on. It's real easy, but the lead time and the expenses. The lead time for Waldron's is 3 months, and $500 basically, for including shipping and all the other stuff, to get a pair of mufflers from them. Similar price. And the thing I don't like about Waldron's is their flanges are not welded on. They're just tack welded so that you can move them or adjust them if you need to. And they did that because they had too many complaints from people that they weren't fitting correctly, which I don't understand how that could be, but because they build them to OEM specs supposedly. I have a theory about that, but that's not important right now. So another place I found, I think they're called Classic Exhausts on eBay. Similar pricing, but a shorter turnaround time, but still $500. But their stuff isn't tack welded as far as I know. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to get a cheaper solution, just having a local shop custom make me some pipes and putting those on there, because the mufflers are brand new. I hate to have to just throw them away because I couldn't get them to work right with that flex piping. So that's what I'm starting with today. I'll probably remove the ATC box today too, since Tony needs that back. So that'll be ready for his to be installed when it gets here next week. Oh, I also ordered a replacement courtesy light switch for the left side, the left rear door. I found out that's what's wrong with my left rear reading light. That switch itself is defective, and I could have had Felix LaFleur rebuild it, but I found a less expensive NOS solution on eBay, so I went ahead and bought that. That should be arriving today. I also replaced the light bulbs with LED equivalents, and wow, they're so much brighter. I love that. So it's a lot brighter in the interior of the car now when the doors are open, even though they're bright white instead of the traditional soft white, from the old incandescent lamps, but that's okay. So I'm going to start by jacking up the car, get the wheel off, and see what I can do with this cable. I keep forgetting. I have a remote. See if it works. I think my temporary solution of trying to put a wire here to keep that thing pulled away from the tire is probably not going to do much of anything, because there's really no room right here because the muffler's sitting up against the body of the car, so I really can't pull it any more than it already is. And I don't really want to put it directly on the pipe because I think it'll just slice right through it. So anyway, that moves quite a bit, but there seems to be more room now between the tire and the pipe than there was before, so maybe that'll be enough to at least get it to the shop without doing more damage. Interestingly, on the other side, on the driver's side, there seems to be less room. I forgot to check to see if it was that way before, but regardless, I'm just going to drive it to a muffler shop right now and see what they can tell me. Oops. Guess I wasn't recording. I'll tell you what, I have problems with technology. Okay, starting over. I just got back from a trip to Midas Muffler. They do have somebody that custom bends pipe there. So I have an appointment for next Tuesday. I'm going to go there with the car, and hopefully they can make some connecting pipes for me, just the short pipes between the resonators and the mufflers, to replace the flex pipes that I have and make sure they bend them enough to keep them out of the way of the tires. And I can't imagine that would be anywhere near $500 like it would be if I were to buy the aftermarket proper mufflers for the car. Since I already have new mufflers that are generic, hopefully this will be taken care of next Tuesday. Now, a couple other things real quick. My solution here with the wire didn't work. By the time I got to Midas Muffler, it had already torn through where I had it wrapped around the end of the muffler. So it's like, wow, that idea didn't work, so I'm not going to be driving the car anymore. I mean, I didn't hear it rubbing against the tire today in that short trip I did, but still. The other thing I got was some Permatex muffler and tailpipe sealer. This is the high temp stuff, up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. What I'm going to use this for is the flanges. I'm going to instruct Midas that I still want to keep my flanges that are there. So they'll just have to weld to the nubs of the pipes that are still on the flanges to make the custom pipes. And then I'll seal the flanges themselves with one gasket and this stuff. I'll do the same thing at the flanges underneath the car where the resonators, the inlets for the resonators, connect to the pipes coming from the manifolds. And that should take care of any lingering leaks that might be there, and I'll be done with that. So that's it for the moment. I also forgot to mention earlier, I replaced those reading lights with LED lamps inside the car. I also replaced the light here in the trunk with that same lamp. It fits the same socket and everything. So that's going to be nice. When it's dark out and I need to see in the trunk, have a nice bright light. I'll eventually put LED headlights on the front, but it's not a high priority right now, especially before I get the body work done, since the headlights are all out of whack with the damage on that right front fender. Something else I started playing with too was the servo with my speed control. I saw a couple of videos online that talked about the interiors of these servos and common problems with them. They seem to center around the mounts, the plastic mounts where all the wiring mounts onto is sometimes getting brittle and breaking. Heard from someone else that he's never seen one of these servos go bad before. He suggested I concentrate on the relays that are part of the system that mount separately. So I'll probably do that next, just fiddle with the cruise control a little bit today. One more item I keep forgetting to mention. At the advice of several people online, I bought some lead substitute, just an additive to add in each of these bottles. I bought a case of 12. Each of these is good for a tank full of gas, up to 25 gallons. So you can see the brand here. Put my glasses back on. There it is, Hapco lead substitute. So I'm going to go pour a tank of this in my tank right now. I just filled it up fairly recently. So just want to kind of try and remember to do that to protect my valve seats, since I'm quite certain they're not hardened. All right, this is my wrap-up video. I didn't actually get any more work done today because I ended up working this afternoon and running some errands. So hopefully tomorrow I might be able to get some more done. It's supposed to rain at least parts of the day, so we'll see how that goes. I did receive my replacement courtesy light switch here for the left rear door. It's beautiful, an OS part. I'll wait to install that until I get the new or the replacement top plates that I talked about earlier in the video. Have a good evening.